Morning everyone, welcome back. We are grabbing Ben and we are going to shoot down to Trasheen to go and grab Henry's pipes, his hoses. We're grabbing his hoses. So you can see the seeder there. Chris finished the outside laps last night and pulled up. He's ready for a fill, but we're not going to fill him. He's still got 30 hectares left to go. So I'm just going to get him to keep on seeding. Actually, I don't think it's actually quite 30. I think he's got 30 hectares left on board his seeder. But yeah, I'm going to get him to keep seeding because, well, one, I'm heading down now to go and grab Henry's hoses. Henry was out spraying last night. He was doing the bugs that we've got, the aphids that are killing the crop. So he was out last night doing that. He's on his last tank at the moment. So I'm grabbing his big water hose and his 2 chemical hoses, so that as soon as he's done that, he'll come up here, do a flush out, and then he's going to get straight into doing some treff land for us. Now I'll probably get him to do 200 hectares and then Henry will knock off and go to bed. And obviously I didn't get to doing the truck yesterday because I haven't edited the video from yesterday, but I imagine it's quite disjointed just with how everything was going on. But we had Afgri here, so I did the spraying in the morning, and then Afgri was here actually during that the tank that I was doing, and then I was there with the seeder for the rest of the day. So yeah, it was a big day of trying to get everything right, and I believe we have sort of got it to a satisfactory sort of level now. Not a gold standard, but a standard that we should be able to finish seeding on. Today when he gets seeding, we'll go and have a look behind, and we'll just make sure that it is going correctly. But yeah, that's why I never got to filling the truck yesterday at all. It was just, and I didn't want to because I didn't want to put the liquid on and have it sitting in there and all that. So that's right. As soon as we get back from Henry, we got to fill the truck. It's 6:30, so he won't be there to 7, but he's just going to get seeding anyway, and I'll fill him when he's got, I think, 5 up and backs before he runs out of spray ground. So we have got plenty of time to get that truck filled and ready to go. Got Henry's hose is all sorted, ready to roll. So it's time to fill this up. So we're doing a proper brew, 11,000 litres, 122 hectares. So we get to use our hopper for the first time. So I'm excited. Let's see how it goes. I don't know. I'll leave it positioned there maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. The thing I'm worried about is this flex end tank. You guys remember 2 videos ago? We got a leaky tap, so we'll just see just how bad it is after this fill. Hopefully what I'm hoping is there may be something stuck in the tap, and once I open it up and drain 10,000 litres out, we should be right. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see just how leaky that tap was, but I'll report back once Yeah, taking our hose off and we'll see if that tap's stopped leaking or not. Fingers crossed. Can confirm it is still leaking. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll need to get it empty and probably replace the tap or something. But those tanks are, I think these tanks are only under their second year. So yeah, it's a bit odd that the tap's already gone, but anyway, something to solve later on. See all that dust there? That's the dust I was meaning why we don't have the insecticide on the wheat anymore. We put it in the liquid part. Because even with an oil on that wheat, it's still very dusty. And all that dust ends up in your lungs, the back of your throat, your nose. It's just, oh, it's horrible. So when you got that insecticide on, it's dangerous for starters, but it's just disgusting. Barley doesn't have dust like this, so barley's okay, but yeah, this is why we've gone for naked wheat, like I was explaining, I think, 2 videos ago. You can't see him, he's behind the tree there. But we're going to fill on where we put the fill bins up here, because Henry will be coming up shortly, and we need to wait for him. We need to wait about an hour once he actually starts spraying before we can go and get on the ground, and that's just to let the paraquat do its thing on the ryegrass that's there. If we go uninterrupted within that hour, there's a chance that it doesn't work. And I've seen a few grassy patches out there, so we're going to hold off on going. So we need to make sure that we're out of Henry's way. Perfect spot to do it. So we'll fill up, we'll grease and wash windows and just hold tight until Henry's up and sprayed, and we've got that, you know, about an hour out in front, maybe half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and then yeah, we'll crack right on into it. Honestly, the wheat comes out so quickly. I've got to do the front bin at low idle. It's I probably should lower the chutes down in there, but it's just amazing to have it come out so quick. So we're still waiting for Henry. So Chris is greasing, windows are done. We are all ready to roll over there. So I figured I would show you exactly what we did yesterday. Easy to show you. So this bar here is our last tie and assembly. So this is what we needed to get to come out to make it our bar wider. Now, as you can see, we're already at our limit there, so you can't go any further. So the whole bar physically had to move out. And the best representation is to see that. So that, the shade's in the way a bit. Maybe if I shade it all. So you can see that mark there, that used to be underneath this bar. So that's moved out about 5.5 centimeters. So we just moved this whole gang out there. So another way to see it is this used to be right there. Put my shade over it again. So that used to be right there, as you can see. So I've moved it out. Now this side, I believe, I think it was like 7. That side was 5.5, something like that. And then move these tines here just to make it even and get our distance. So we got our distance pretty good yesterday for our widths. So we're getting a foot gap between you know, when you between when this one's going this way and then turns around and goes the other. But what that did, it's a butterfly effect. You know, butterfly flaps its wings in Africa and we get gusty wind over here. This, because we moved this whole rank, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tines, that then meant that these ones and those ones were at a different spacing to this because we've moved it out. And I'll walk out here and try and show you that on the ground. Well, there goes Henry. So the best way to show you is this. Okay, so 12 inches is what we're on, 30.5 centimeters. I have a size 11 boot. My boot's about 12 inches to foot. That's the quickest and easiest way for me to walk over this bar and determine if our positioning is right or not. And then you can physically see it on the ground. So where we just were was the right hand side of the bar. Where we're standing is the right hand side of the bar. We're going to go across the whole bar and I'll show you just how. Okay, I'll show you what we changed and made it worse, and then I'll show you in like the middle of the bar, which no one has ever changed. It's just how it came to me, and it's not what it should be. So that is our outside tine there. Apologies for the wind if that's annoying, but can't do much about it. So that's our outside tine. Now I bet you guys can already pick it. You got that one there, that one there. I think it's this one here, or it's that one there. So that whole gang that we moved, that whole wing, we created an issue, and I'll show you with my boot. So we were getting on the edge of our tine to the next row there was nearly to like that one there. We were having a gap about that between our tines. So now the gap is perfect. So that's where that one is, and then that is now where we are. So that's a foot gap between there. Now you got your outside, and let's use my boot. So middle of the tine is not where it should be. So that is where that one should be. So we go to this one. That one's all good because that is the front and the middle, and that's the back. This is all making sense. Now that one is too close together because we have brought the back tine, which was there, now is over here, which now, if you look at that, the back tine to, I assume, like the front tine, we've got a massive gap. That one I think was okay. Can't remember. It's hard to see because it's on a wheel track. No, that one definitely isn't. This one's too wide. This one's too wide. That one is probably bang on. Too small. Way too wide. Okay. Too wide. Too wide. Okay-ish. Okay. Too wide. Probably too small. Too wide. Now we've already gone past where I am standing is now how it came to me. Okay, so this isn't what we did yesterday or anything like that. This is how it was delivered to me, spaced like this. So that one probably too small. That one is probably okay. Probably okay. Too wide. Okay. Too small. Too wide. Too small. And now we're getting into the wheel track, so you can't see unless I go out into where it's growing. You're getting the idea though. The bar hasn't come out to me at 12-inch spacings. So here, look at this one. So we're good. We're too wide. We are okay. That's definitely too wide. That's okay. That one's probably just okay. So you can understand my concern about it because our chemical requires soil throw to go into the interfurrow, into the interrow. So we need the tine. We need the tine to take this dirt and fold it over there, and this tine to take this dirt and fold it over there. Now the idea of that is Henry has got a blanket spray across here. Imagine there's a whole bunch of raindrops like you're seeing on concrete. We then fold it over and fold it over to get more drops here, no drops here, because this is where the crop's growing and the crop can't grow through this. And then the idea is that we make a barrier there that stops anything from growing through it. Grass can't get through that. It can, but the idea is that it can't. when you have big gaps like this one here, this one is way too wide, you can see our soil throw to there and our soil throw to there, and now we're ending up with probably about a 2 to 3 inch gap that doesn't get covered by chemical at all. Now there's a little bit of chemical dropped on the top here, but because we use Treflan, we need it all to be covered in and incorporated, because Treflan, the sun deactivates it. So that's why you gotta get it within that time. So last night what we did, the guys, credit to them, they stayed here late. We got out to once we got that Treflan covered in up the top there, and that's what we're gonna check this morning once he gets rolling and I'm not busy. We're gonna go out and we'll have a look. But what the guys have sorted for us is this. So this is now, we've moved this one, moved this one, moved this one, moved this one, moved this one. So this wing and the outer wing should be damn near perfect. Well, no, not perfect, but pretty close to perfect. And then we just got those center ones that, need attention. But now I've got it where I want it. I'm gonna finish my seeding, and then the guys are gonna come out. Once the bar's clean, put it on a nice pad, and Africa can just go right through it and get the spacings where it should be and nice and correct. So yeah, they're not too sure how it's happened, because they're given design, they're given a PD booklet and they've done it all to spec. But this is an 80-foot bar. Maybe they got given the the metric, the 24-meter bar, and that's how it's happened. Looking at the PD delivery diagrams, it's really bad. It's not very well done. So yeah, definitely they can improve on that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, that's where we're at. So I've showed you what we did yesterday. And look at that, there's the perfect gap there. If anything, it's maybe even too close now. But that's ideal. So this here is our outside tine, and I reckon that's perfect. That's the perfect gap. Now, if you recall when we were doing the video just before, we were, this one here was too wide, that one was narrow, too wide, sort of thing. So you can see that they have got the gaps to a reasonable limit. See, that one there is too small, but that's okay. Reasonable, reasonable, reasonable. So they're not ideal, but they are, they're pretty bloody good. It's going to need some fine tuning to get it all, where it should be. But that is so much better than this morning when I was showing you guys. So this was the right hand side that was quite bad as well, and that one there is probably a bit too wide, but still that's sort of only just too wide. This one here is maybe a little bit too wide as well, but it's not too bad. So it's a lot better than what it was. Like, you see that there, and it was horrible. We're going to go down and grab a truck. Well, start bringing the trucks up from Henry's. I'll pull into the bush there, and I'll show you the barley that's coming up, and then we can walk across that, and you can actually physically, like when you're looking at dirt, it's just dirt. But when you're looking at it, when you've got the crop growing, it's a distinct. You can see it a lot easier. So we'll head down and we'll do that. First off, how good's the barley looking? Woo-wee! She's looking good. Right, let's crack into it. So it might be better if I face the other way so you don't have my shadow in the way. So there we go. This is gap number 1. It's like I was saying, boot, it's massive. It's a massive gap that I've And I should have just paid attention and got it done sooner. I didn't. It's sorted now. But that is a massive gap. Let's walk this way. As we walk across, you can see, well, you can see the beautiful barley coming up, but you'll be able to gauge for yourself the gaps that are there and the ones that are too big, that definitely, like that one. See that one right there? This one here. See that gap? That's way too big. And then here we are at the bar. So this is the edge and the edge, and again, boot, massive, absolutely massive gap. We go again, we'll keep walking across. You can still see the beautiful barley, but you can also see the giant gaps. So we'll keep going over here. So that's the center of the bar. Keep walking, nice big gap there. Keep walking, keep walking. And, oh, hang on, I missed it. That's our gap there. So this is the small, this is when it starts getting small. It was really weird. We had inconsistencies. We had like that, which was, that would be the 50 centimeter gap. And then this one here is the 40 centimeter gap. So we're not sure why. It's obviously got to do with, you know, the way we do our skip rows. So you're going like up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. It's just how our skip rows work. So like that one there, that was two 50 centimeter gaps. And this one here, this one will be a 40 centimeter. So if I put my boot there, you can see that's the center. And then that there is where we're at. So this one here, again, canola, it won't matter a single bit. Canola will grow up, canopy cover, it'll be fine. Barley, now the 50 centimeter gap, we're going to have weeds. We will have weeds on this 40 centimeter gap, but the barley will compensate quite well. You know, you get a nice bushy plant on the edge because it'll be using that moisture that's available there. That should be a bit of crop that's using the moisture, but it's not. It'll be the weeds and then the crop there on the edge. So there'll be, what we actually will probably see is as we look across the paddock, like I was saying yesterday with those waves that Henry sees, I reckon we'll start seeing waves as well with a bigger, bushier crop on the edges because it's got more moisture to go for. So yeah, it falls on me for not picking it up. Well, I picked it up, but I didn't ever just go ahead and do it and tell them about it. It also falls on them for delivering a bar that didn't meet standard. Every bar that we've had before this, every 80-foot bar has been perfect. We've never had to fiddle with anything. I think with the Borgo we had to figure out an offset because we were getting one side was a little off, and then once we sorted that out it was fine. The Seed Hawk before that, again, up, down on our 24.4, no issue whatsoever because we're on the Imperial system, we're on the foot because it's they're American and Canadian, bars that we're using. So yeah, that's why I went for the Imperial size, so I never had overlap instead of going metric, where you do get overlap because that's just what happens when you buy stuff from over there. We don't have, unless you get an Australian bar, it's a bit different. But when you've got the seeder, you can adjust tines so you're not overlapping on a metric system. The sprayer, you got individual nozzle control now, so that would be okay. But again, you'd on Henry's boom spray, you'd have 80 centimeters of overlap, 48.8 meters. People who go to a 12-meter tram instead of a 12.2 like myself end up with a 8. Well, on a big boom spray like mine, Henry's at 48.8. And yeah, if you're on the metric, you're at 48 meters, which then puts you with an 80 centimeter overlap, which is just huge. I just cannot deal with that. That just does my head in that. And then obviously the header, the fronts we can't change. So, you know, you're going to end up with a 20 centimetre overlap, which again, does my head in, which is why I went for the Imperial, stuck with the way that they came. But when it doesn't come how it should, you end up like this. So anyway, it's getting resolved. It has been sort of resolved for time being. We just need to adjust them so they are perfect for next year. Truck's all back. Henry's just finished brewing up for his second tank that he's going to go do. So we've got 200 hectares out in front. Chris is seeding away nicely. I reckon I might just top up the truck there and get that ready so that that's all ready to go for when we need. Probably at around 4 o'clock, I reckon. Right, time to brew this up. So there's about 2,000 litres left in there. So we're going to get it to 11, so we do full fills. So that is a 100 hectare brew, which is about 40 litres. It's hard to tell with this shuttle what I've got left in here. It is just so hard to tell. I think it's about that shuttle left, and then onto that I've got 400 litres over there of it in Enviros. Now Enviro, I'm going to do Enviros next. I'll see, but I'm planning to do Enviros next year because it's just so much easier. You know, 40 litres out of that. It's nice and easy to count. You've got you know, that's 100 litres, 90, 80, 70, 60. It's all marked on the side. Now they aren't filled to full, which is a bit annoying when you pay for 110 litres and you're getting maybe 100. But anyway, using a micro is a lot easier, I think. Well, we're going to find out. We've got Henry's brew. He has a flush out one that he uses, and it fits onto his hoses. So we're going to use that to do that. I'm going to just assume that's 40 litres. I think I'm going to need to order more. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So 40, 300, and look at that. It's just above 300 litres. So we're going to just drain that. And then 15 litres of this stuff. Now, obviously, I forgot to wash out my drums because I was in a bit of a rush this morning. But I'll wash them after I do this brew. Now, the only thing is with my good old trusty thing here is I am going to end up with that all getting dry. It's just going to happen. Not much I can do about it. We'll see what happens next year. Next year I'm planning to try and get Enviros for trifold because we're using I don't know how much is there. There's got to be at least 200 or 300 litres of it there. So if I got three Enviros, it'd be much easier. Talking to Dylan, he says it's very hard to come by because the guys who make Cruiser do not like to do shuttles. They prefer to do them in the little ones. Not shuttles, Enviros. And the Enviros they do go very quickly. Typically to like Kinger, who does our Hannaford, the seed trading guys, seed cleaning and trading. They tend to grab them because they use them in such big quantities that they it's obviously easier for them. But we'll just see what happens. If we get back to this next year using this, what I think I'll do is make up so that I can so this is originally on a Venturi, so I think what I would do next year is maybe have it so that this plugged into the Flexian and then you're sucking it through with the Flexian, and then have another hose that I can then pour Flexian into the top there and clean it out and give it a flush. Sort of where I'm leaning at for next year, but yeah, we'll see what next year brings with our chemical, and then because I won't be signed to the pump trying to build things and making it work, we'll be able to focus on solely making a proper thing, like maybe having a proper stand for our shuttles there instead of having them on other shuttles. I mean, they're pretty safe how they are, but yeah, just stuff like that. You can always think of ways to improve, and when you got the time, you always should. Got all that sucked on, that's all sorted. I got thinking when I finished with the Flexian and I drove off, just the way that the liquid was coming out, it was coming around the right-hand side of the ball, which it shouldn't do because that means there's nothing that can block it on that side, which got me thinking about the top of it. Now, because I was in a rush, I just left it and I put the cap back on. But you got a stopper there, right? So I checked that stopper. And I was like, well, that looks, do we need to move that? So I checked the stopper on here. And that one there looks in the exact same spot. And then just then I thought, no, hang on, let's just move this tap back just a tiny bit. So you'll see I'm not up against the stopper anymore. No leak. Let me go to the stopper. Leak. So I'll get a Allen key and see if I can move this. Maybe that has actually just moved, just somehow. And yeah, look at that. Fixed my issue. No leaking. Just dropped home for a little bit. Today is Friday, so we have, we get mail on Fridays. And you guys know how about 2 months ago, in fact it was the 12th of April, we had a lightning strike at the house, cooked our air cons. So it has been an absolute rigmarole trying to get them fixed and replaced. Ended up going the replaced option. They came here, I think it was last week, might have been the week before, finally, to replace them. Put the units in, went to fire it up, and it wouldn't go. The two control boxes were scorched. So just had them rock up in the mail, and that's what I've just replaced then. And lo and behold, we've finally got aircon after 2 months. We've got our air conditioners back. But it makes me wonder, was it just that very cheap control box to begin with, or was everything buggered? He's due for some fuel again, so we're going to head up now and fuel him up. He's heading to the road and he's coming back to here, and I'll fuel him up. Then he's still got 50 hectares to go, so I don't need to do a fill for like another 2 or 3 hours. He's going to get into some slow stuff just here because it's around the creek. So yeah, that'll slow him down a bit. After that, I'll probably top the truck back up so it's ready to go for tomorrow morning. But yeah, I reckon I'm going to leave the video there, guys. There's not really much more exciting things going to happen. It's just me filling the truck again and filling him. And you've seen that plenty of times. So I'll save that for tomorrow. You can see it tomorrow when we fill him. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.